When you're trying to plan a hiking day with your family, it at times can be rather stressful. You have to sort out what type of trail you want to take, how long it's going to be, how easy it is along the way, and whether it needs to be off the beaten track or not. But don't worry, because Simply Hike have teamed up with the Helpful Hiker and created how to plan a family hike. Quality over quantity. Now, with a lot of hikers, it's all about ticking off lots of miles and scaling the biggest heights. But as a family, you can't really do this. So rather than climbing the hills or heading down for day marathons, try to plan your routes that are easy but are full of interest. For example, look at quirky buildings, good views, or places with interesting history. It may take a little bit more research, but it's well worth the effort. Investing in the right equipment. One of the best things about walking is that it's cheap and easy to do. You'll need very little to get started, but there are a few key pieces that are worth investing in if you want to spend a lot of time outdoors. Firstly, make sure that the whole family has decent, sturdy footwear and a good quality waterproof coat. If you're planning to take small children, then you're going to need a carrier of some sort. It's worth seeing if you can borrow one first to get used to it, or head to an outdoor store where you can try on different models. A few necessities. As I mentioned earlier, you don't need a lot of equipment, but there are a few items that you should always have. Obviously, water and snacks and a change of clothes. They should always be in your bag. But we also recommend a basic first aid kit, a map, and of course a torch, even in the summertime. Always take your phone and, if you can, a power bank charger. Although we do recommend don't always rely on your mobile phone. It has an annoying habit of letting you down at the vital moments. Dress for the conditions. Children, like adults, get very grumpy if they're not comfortable, so make sure that everyone is appropriately dressed for the conditions. Well-fitting boots, of course, are a must. A hat is always handy, keeping you warm in the winter and providing shade in the summer. With our fickle climate, it's always advisable to wear layers all year round. A base layer plus a fleece for insulation and a good coat should be fine for most of the year. The advantages of wearing layers is that you can also add to them and remove them due to the changing climate. And also, don't forget some sunscreen. Even on a cloudy day, you can still get burnt. The right fuel. There's one thing you need to think about when taking your family hiking. You cannot have enough snacks. Especially if you have a preschooler, they tend to get very grumpy very quickly. So a plentiful supply of food and water is a must. To avoid tantrums, go for high energy filling snacks like bananas, flapjacks and pasta salad. Have an escape route. You might be lucky and enjoy a straightforward walk with no dramas or disasters, but then you also might not. Anything can happen once you throw a child into the mix. They might not be feeling 100%. They might fall into a muddy puddle, they might wee themselves, be sick or manage to injure themselves in any one of the 100 possible scenarios, most of which you'd never be able to foresee. There's no shame in cutting short your hike and heading back to base. Sometimes it's just not meant to be, so cut your losses, get sorted and live to try again another day. And there we have it. I hope you find these tips useful. What do you look out for when planning a hiking trip with your family? We just want to say a massive thank you to the Helpful Hiker for, helping us with this video, and you can read their more in-depth blog in the link in the description. Thanks for watching and happy hiking.